Good evening, everyone. I'm Joanna Jubilis, reporting live from Town Hall for Belmont's annual town election, April 7th, 2026. It's a very exciting night, as always, even though there's only one race this year for town moderator and 3 town meeting races. Joining me tonight is my co-host, Steve Rosales.
Hey there, how you doing, Joanna?
Thanks for joining me.
Can we do this again? It is an exciting, we've had crazier elections, we've had, ballot questions in state and presidential elections, but every election day is a certain buzz about it. Means a lot. There's stuff around town. It's been buzzing. The letters have been in and out of the paper, social media, there's signs everywhere. So
that's right.
It's election day.
It's election day.
The purest form of democracy, as they say.
Yes. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking to the candidates who are running. They're not even in races, and we actually have one of them joining us right now.
Well, in a race, they're just 1 or 2 person race to pick 1 or 2. So it's an uncontested race, I'll put it that way, unless write-in beats you.
Right.
But you always want to beat blank. So I hope the candidates beat at least blank.
Yeah.
Because that's always a good sign.
So do you want to call Carol on over?
Sure. Well,
right.
Carol, here you go.
I think we will start with, we might as well start at the top of the ticket. Yeah. Come on in the middle here. You got to make sure everybody gets a good look at this.
Yeah.
So
Carol is our select board candidate, the one and only.
She's not only the candidate, she's been elected. Did you vote for yourself?
I sure did.
Okay, so this is our new member of the select board. I'm sorry, I have to call you that. Carol Kennedy Barbarian, welcome. Join a very
that's right.
select fraternity or sorority of select board members here in the town of Belmont.
And the 5th woman to be a select board member in Belmont.
That is correct.
In Belmont's history.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Got to have a little class. Anyway.
How does that make you feel?
I am excited. As the parent of 2 daughters, I think it's always nice when women are moving things forward. And so to be the 5th woman to serve on the select board in Belmont is definitely a step in a good direction, and I am really looking forward to continuing to serve the town in this new role.
Well, I can appreciate womanhood, I'll put it that way. I've been married, I had 3 sisters, I have 3 daughters, I have no sons. So now I'm the only testosterone in the household, so you gotta adapt or die. So, but congratulations to you. So let me ask you a couple of questions. So what prompted you to do this? I mean, it takes a certain amount of gumption to actually throw your hat in the ring.
So this was not part of my original plan.
It never is.
I was strongly encouraged by many people, some former select board members, and many other people in town that I deeply respect. And I was told many years ago that when people recommend that you step into a position, they may see something that you might not see yet. And so with many conversations and a lot of work in just connecting with people in the community, it looked to be the right path. And I'm excited.
You were ready for it. At this time in your life, you were ready for this big responsibility.
I definitely am ready.
Mm-hmm. That's so great.
Yes.
Why do you think nobody else ran? I'm just curious of what you think. Do you think they were afraid to run against you?
I don't know. I'll let you speculate on that one. But I was fortunate. I was the first person to pull papers, and it turned out that I was the only person to pull papers. But I had a lot of early support that I am incredibly grateful for, and that may have been a factor. But whatever it was,
less exciting, less challenging. Would you have liked to have someone running against you?
No, that's a silly question. Of course not.
I don't know, it just makes it more exciting.
No, it doesn't. Not for the candidate.
From a reporter's perspective.
That's your perspective.
I'm a reporter, so from a reporter perspective, I think it's more exciting when there's a race.
Of course there is.
And I can appreciate
but
that.
But maybe not when you're in it.
Well, I'll say this. So a long time ago, I was in 2 very spirited races, and I said it when they tried to raise the select board from 3 to 5 members. I mean, we have a great candidate here, but it's tough to find the people. But you're a qualified person, obviously, and you were out campaigning. You got the will of the people. You were out shaking hands. You weren't sitting around being just,
Yeah, you even had signs around town.
You did.
I did.
However, there is a certain pleasure/pain. You got to deal with the pain of standing in front of the Starbucks or the Brugger's or the post office or holding the signs and having some people like you and some people say, you know, I don't agree with you. It's kind of a humbling thing. And then, of course, the debates. It's always fun to do some debating and see how it works out. But I wish I had it as easy. As
It
they
was
say.
interesting holding signs in the snow this morning. We were not expecting snow on
Yeah,
election
can you imagine
day.
that?
and-
April 7th and snow.
Yes.
So what would you say, what do you hope to accomplish the next 3 years?
I really want to connect with many different aspects of the community and continue to move us forward. Like many people, I want to definitely see us address some of our fiscal issues at a greater level, and that is one of the biggest challenges facing the town right now. But I also really want to focus on more collaboration and more connection between the residents and the direction that the town is headed in.
Yeah, those are good priorities.
Well, you know, tomorrow you'll be sworn in. It'll be an exciting time for you and the family. And, you know, how's the husband feel? He's going to be the first gentleman of Belmont, maybe. Is that how you call?
He's very excited, and I'm very fortunate to have the support of my husband, of my daughters, Bella and Lily, my parents, my siblings, and our extended family. I've been really fortunate to have the support throughout the entire process, and they're excited.
Can I ask if there's anyone else you'd like to thank?
Absolutely. So I have many people to thank, and I won't go into too many specifics, but Brian Keefe, my treasurer, and Gail Vigliarolo-Harrington, who was my chair, my many donors and people who provided endorsements and statements and held signs and made phone calls, all on my behalf. I have been really fortunate to have such a wonderful group of trusted advisors, and the work is just beginning. And I'll continue to call on them and seek their advice and input. But I'm very grateful for all the support I've received. It's truly been overwhelming.
Oh, I'm so glad. And do you have a big party to go to now?
It's already in process.
It
We
is.
just
You have
left.
to- There's always a
We're
party in
over at
process.
Tattoo and would love to welcome you there as well.
Oh, and
I
thank
think
you.
we have someone out in the hallway wants to say hi.
Great.
Taylor Yates?
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Not me, her.
Oh,
Come on in there, get in that camera.
Thank
There you
you.
go.
Congratulations. Welcome to the select board.
Thank you. Thank you, Taylor. Appreciate that. Look forward to working with you again. We had quite a successful run on the planning board when we served together, and this will be a great new adventure.
That's right. There's lots of work to do. Hope you're ready.
Reunited.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Isn't that a song? Reunite Peaches and her. Reunited.
What's
It
your
feels so
advice,
good.
Taylor, to the newest select board member?
Oh, what's my advice? Don't screw it up.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I was going to ask you the question. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, this was you last year, right?
Yes. No, I mean, look, the real advice is, like, there's lots of people that are willing to help. And if you're willing to, solicit advice, you'll do fine.
How do you feel a year later?
Well, good. I still like the job. Yeah, no, it's extremely rewarding. We have an excellent team in the town. Patrice is a phenomenal town administrator, and she's recruited a phenomenal set of department heads. And a lot of what I do is just help them achieve the most that they're able to achieve.
And what do you want to accomplish the next 2 years? What's still on your list of things you need to get
Oh
done?
man, it's long. I mean, there's still, people have heard there's still more zoning coming down the pike. We said we would return to Brighton Street once we finish Belmont Center, and that is the plan. There's still more reforms that we can do in the government. We've been taking a good hard look at some of our committees and how can we help them be like the most rewarding place for volunteers to serve. And there's just kind of the journeyman's work of helping to run the town.
Fix the roads.
Fix the roads, yeah. That may be beyond our powers, but
No,
we'll do
it's
our
not.
best.
No, it's not. You're the head of the town, you guys. So fix the roads. That would be my request.
Well, I really want to thank you for coming by.
Anyway,
We really
congratulations to
Thank
both of
you.
you.
Thank you for being here.
Congratulations.
Thank you for always covering the elections. You do a great job, and we're lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you. Well,
Join the club.
So
I'd
the,
the
so,
same.
so the two of you ran for re-election. There was no one else running. No newcomers ran.
Right.
So why did you want to run for re-election? Well, let's start with you.
Oh, okay, either way.
Yeah.
You're holding the mic.
I'm holding the mic, yes.
I'll give you this. You can hold it too. Equal opportunity.
Fair.
I mean, the school committee work is important, and, it takes time to get used to the work. and we've done it for 3 years, and it feels like my work is not done yet. So there are more to do, and I am happy to be able to serve.
What are your priorities in this new term that you have?
Make sure the budget support our need, and make sure the students are supported.
Sounds like a great answer. Well, I would say much of the same thing. I mean, much like Jung just said, I think boards work best when there are people, on the school committee who have done this for multiple terms. I think it's tough to have people who are turning over just after 3 years. And I certainly respect all the work that Meg Moriarty has done, and Amy Checkaway, who was before her and did multiple terms. And I think at this point, I feel like I've gotten my feet under me, and it would be tough to transition out when I feel like there's a lot of good work left to do.
Interestingly, when you ran, there were a lot of other people running. You were in a race the last time.
We were in a race. There was one other challenger.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, it was Andrea Presswich's vacant spot that Jung and I both had raised our hands to fill, although neither of us were selected. But we're not salty about that.
What would you say is the current state of Belmont Public Schools? What would you tell people?
I think Belmont Public Schools are really strong. I'm really, really proud of all the great work that's being done in the district. I think we have really worked within fiscal constraints to maximize what we can do for our students with the funds that we have available. I think we've had very few cuts relatively over the last few years, especially in comparison with our peer districts. And we've been really disciplined in the way that we're spending what we have to spend. And I'm proud of that. And while it would be great to have more, and we all have great ideas about other things we could do in the district, we're kind of balancing, prudence with, steady growth and steady development.
Yeah.
Would you like to add to that?
Sure. So one of the struggles we had in the past several years is since COVID, we have more students who has more needs as they get back to school, and we are trying to work with the fund that we have and try to support the student the best we can. We have increased the amount of in-district support, which I'm very proud of, and that I believe we are bending the curve to make sure that the spending is not out of control.
I totally agree with that. And I think the other thing too, when we first were elected, and it's 3 years ago, and it's hard to even go back and remember how it was when we were really new.
Yeah.
But I remember we hadn't yet approved the budget for that year based on the different timing of town meeting. So we sat there in our very first school committee meetings, and the first order of business was, okay, we have all these kindergarten aides and they're all gonna get cut. And what are we gonna do about that? And it was like we hit it immediately, and it was like, okay, we've got to figure out a way to preserve these positions because we recognized they were really important. And that's something that we did that year, and we've been really mindful of that as time has gone on, really doing what we can to support students the best that we can. I'm really proud of the work that the new superintendent has done. Onboarding a new superintendent is a really big deal for a school committee, and I think, that she's been a great leader in the district, and I'm really proud of what the district, the future looks like under her leadership. So I think that's great.
Yeah.
Steve, do you have any questions you'd like to ask? I don't want to hog the microphone.
Well, that's all right.
Well, you can use mine.
It doesn't matter.
We can share.
Well, they've sort of talked about it. It seems to be the biggest challenge is the current teacher's contract. So, that's what has the town worried. Obviously, we're in a financial crunch, I guess is a lack of a better word, but we're not alone in that.
No.
I hear Winchester, I see Boston, I see Brookline, I see a lot of towns.
Yeah.
Lexington, also right next door.
Right.
All in the same boat. As long as you realize, and I'm sure you do, of course you do, that there's only so much money in the pie.
Right.
And it has to be divided. There's two phases of the town, the school and then the municipal function, which function everything else. So, I know you realize that. I'm glad I'm not at the bargaining table. So I wish you luck in trying to work that all out and come up to an acceptable position for not only the teachers and the staff, but also the taxpayers.
Understood. And I'm very confident that we will get there. I think, again, we are really, I don't usually say I speak on behalf of the school committee, but I will say I believe that the school committee is very much focused on getting there. It's been, it's been longer than we would like it to have been before we could get these contracts resolved. But I think we are balancing very real challenges. I mean, and I think, you can look over at Lexington, you can see what's happened there. You can look at other towns that have had failed overrides, and you can realize what that means. And, I think we all take that job very seriously, and we're really
I'm
committed
not
to that.
meaning to be a negative Nelly,
No,
but
it's fine.
it is the elephant in the room.
It's
It
the-
seems
yeah.
to be the top of the list situation
Yeah,
at the moment.
Absolutely, but I think we talk about it very openly. I think it's, I don't think you can be a public official in Belmont without realizing that the financial challenges are the big challenges. I do this for a living. I restructure budgets. I look for companies and opportunities to make them succeed when they are not succeeding financially. I know how to do this. And
Good for you.
Sure.
And I'm glad that you do. And I didn't even infer that you didn't.
Sure.
But, the taxpayer is, if you went out there and asked people, that's what they'd say. So keep doing what you're doing.
Sure
and,
thing.
bring it home. So.
And I'm sure the taxpayer also really want to make sure that our schools stay excellent, our town services stay strong, and want to make sure that everybody keep whatever that we have already promised them.
Well, that's true. Now, having said that, I will give you the kudos that the school department is worthy. I mean, if you look at whatever the test is, let's use U.S. News and World Report.
Mm-hmm.
So constantly, some of the highest rated public high schools in the country,
Yeah.
year after year after year, top 10 in the state, top achieving classes, top certain elementary schools. So even with moving around a limited pot of money, you seem to make good use of the money because the results seem to, you can quibble about, the metrics and how the surveys are done, but I'll just defer to the fact that Belmont always appears the top of most, if not all, lists.
Well-
So for that, I give you congratulations and kudos.
Sure thing. I'm very, very proud of our schools. I'm very proud to be here. I'm very proud to have been a near lifelong resident here. And again, I know that we'll keep it up.
Well, I've been here since first grade with Mr. Blaney at the Winbrook School, so I'm a product of it, as are my 4 other siblings, as are my 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. I
Great.
haven't left, and I wish you congratulations and much luck going forward.
Thank you.
Be careful what
Appreciate
you
it.
wish for, though, sometimes on the victory.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Appreciate it.
Be well. Okay, so while we're doing this high math, we've got some official results. You're in Precinct 2. I'm with me, Dante Muzzioli, a familiar face around town.
Do you know if you won?
I think I won, yeah.
That's a big deal.
Dante is
That's a big
victorious.
deal.
He is one of the 12. He made the cut.
Oh, wait, he needs his microphone.
I don't think he needs a microphone. Dante, congratulations. Precinct 2.
Thank you,
You've
Steve.
served the town in so many different capacities, not just as a hockey coach and for 40 plus years, but building committees. You've been on the rink. The rink looks terrific. It's being used. It'll be, it's a shakedown, but wouldn't have been done without largely some of your stuff, and now you can
But I
represent
want to know
your
why
home
you
precinct.
wanted, why did you want to run for town meeting for your precinct?
Well, I was a town meeting member before years ago, and I thought there was a need to come back, and I still had a little passion in my heart for the town. I think everybody who runs for any of these offices and puts their name out there has a passion for it, and I certainly do. The town's been good to me. Steve mentioned I coached here for 40 years, I'm the recreation commissioner for many years. Most proudest thing I can say is I raised my family, 3 daughters here, and they all choose to raise their family here too. So it's a nice town.
I have some more results.
Loaded with a lot of nice people, and I'm just happy to serve them and try to, we all try to
I
make
have
the town a
results.
little better. That's all we're here for, and be able to offer our opinions when asked.
Results for precinct 8.
I can. So precinct 8, we had 13 running for 12 spots. So Angus Abercrombie, I'll just read full names. That's on my list here.
If you can, yeah, don't worry.
Minal Bagla, Deborah Rosales, Catherine Dilawari, Allison Lank, Alexandra Hoke, Caitlin Madvo Madsen, Lisa Starobin, Sharon DeMarco, David DeMarco, Ted Teakin, and then there's a tie with 180 votes each. Kara Morin and Bill Hess. Again, these are unofficial results yet.
Thank you, Ade.
So that's very interesting, because I think, well, congrats to my wife, so, you know,
Yes,
she.
congratulations to
And
Debbie.
I'll have to give her a big hug and kiss when she gets home. She's an election worker
I
over in
just
3.
I just got an alert that it's coming. It's
All right,
coming.
well, when it comes, let me know. But there were
Precinct 6
13,
is coming.
there were 13 people for 12 slots. And it looks, you're telling me, Ade, that the 12 slot was tied?
Tied, yes.
So there's actually 13 people, so,
What are they
okay.
doing this
I don't
So
know
what
what they
happens
do
is-
there. There'll be
So in
a
that situation,
recount perhaps,
there's
I
gonna
would
be-
guess.
I mean, there's still like absentee ballots that could potentially change that, right? And then
Well, I don't know
after
how
that-
many absentee ballots come in,
Yeah,
unless it's from the military.
Right, yeah,
I
exactly.
think
And
all
then-
the absentee ballots are in.
And then after that, right, then there'll be an actual precinct meeting where they'll actually decide.
Well, I don't know how it'll work. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll be a recount.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Well, there could be a
13
recount.
people, there's 13 people listed there. That's
The luckily
that's
thing that
rather interesting.
that I've seen this happen before in Precinct 5 about 3 years ago. So.
Okay.
Oh, I have it.
Oh, wait a minute, here we go.
Okay.
Precinct 6 is in.
To
Michael
town
Crowley,
moderator.
187. Adam Dash, 290.
Adam
Okay.
Dash 290, Michael Crowley 187. So what's that do to the results? It looks like we got 8. It looks like it's a lead for Adam Dash. And it looks like Adam Dash is going to be the new town moderator
So it's now
coming town
12,
meeting.
69.
If you want to give him the mic.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we have
Come on in.
Come on in, Michael.
Michael,
You can
how
come
are
in
you
the
doing?
middle. You wanna
I want to congratulate you on a good campaign.
Yes, yes.
You're a hard worker
Can I shake
and
your
a
hand?
good campaign person.
Yeah. It was close, huh? I mean,
Well, it was a lot of work. I am gratified to have been able to serve the town. That's the most important thing. And I do hope that we go forward with so many of the reforms continuing, and hopefully they will.
this was a nail biter, wasn't it? Especially waiting for Precinct 6 to come in.
Yeah, it
And
was.
so close in 3 and 5.
It was.
Yeah. Well, do you think maybe you would run again? You have one more year?
Well-
Let him get through the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if he wants-
Thank you,
Yeah,
Steve.
let him get through the evening
Let
first.
me get through the evening. We'll decide tomorrow morning.
That's true.
What are your plans this evening? Do you have somewhere that you're going to be going?
I don't know
No,
yet,
no.
but
You have your campaign people out there waiting for
yeah,
you.
we'll do something.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
Well, you've left good footprints. You've, it is what it is. You've heard me say it. That's why they make chocolate and vanilla.
Thank you,
Michael.
Steve.
That's how it works. It's like herding cats.
I want to say.
It's
I wanna
like
say
herding
that,
cats. I've been on the
I-
other side of the table looking at the crew
I
like you
admire
have.
you for running. I admire anyone who runs for any town office. I think it takes a lot of guts. You know.
It's a lot of work for sure. It
Yeah.
is.
Now you can rest. Your phone will stop
And
ringing.
it's a huge
People stop
commitment.
bitching.
I could take a vacation.
Yes, you could.
Yes, you can. A well-deserved one. Hope it's somewhere warm since it snowed today.
That's right.
That's.
I really
All
appreciate
right,
you
well,
coming by.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Don't be a stranger. Well, you're still town meeting member, are you not?
I am not.
You're not?
No.
We're gonna write your name in.
Steve, I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to be hearing any more of your points of order.
There was one point of order.
There've been a couple, haven't there?
And then he
Mike,
and,
if
it
I'm
is what it is.
correct, your precinct's,
Precinct 8.
Precinct 8, okay. So, you got the results of precinct 8 here? You did win your
So-
precinct, which is great.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, looking at that.
Well, he's a precinct 8 guy,
Yeah.
as I have. I've been a precinct 8 guy since the first grade, so I haven't left. Brighton and Cross Street to Claflin Street to Farnham Street. That's
You-
basically
you
been
won
my entire
precincts
life here in the
8
town of Belmont.
for-
First grade at the Winbrook School, all the way through.
Yep.
Okay.
And very
All right, well,
close.
thank
to
you so much.
Any other thoughts? So, any thoughts? Wait.
I wish my successor good luck. It's a big job, it's a lot of work, and it's not as easy as it looks.
No,
Yeah.
nobody said it was, as I just alluded, it's like herding cats. All kinds of things, in and out, out and in. But, a campaign is a campaign. I've won one like you, and I lost one pretty badly by Win Brownsburg, who kicked my butt. But if you're gonna lose like I did, so take all the doubt out. But and we'll see what the future
All right,
brings.
Steve, we're both losers.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. You know, it hurts for a minute. When the phone doesn't ring, then you're gonna say, "Wow, this isn't so bad." You've left a good mark, believe me.
All right.
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Take care of the other side of Farnham Street for me, all right?
All right, I will.
That's it.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Why don't you relax? Take your jacket off. You know.
Well, you know, I don't know how long I'll be staying, but I'm really proud of what we did today.
Great.
We've got just a really incredible vote total, and you know, 3 years ago, I earned the support of 58% of the people who showed up in Precinct 8, and so far, with what we've got in, we're at 68% this year, and that's that tells me that what I've been doing for the last 3 years has been working, and you know, that's all I can ask for.
That's great. You were the top vote getter. So do you have any things you're thinking of for town meeting as
You know-
it approaches in 3 weeks?
Look, this town meeting is going to be an interesting one and a long one, and I'm going to be there every night, you know, all night, voting as I hope my constituents will want. We've got a lot of issues, and I am looking forward to getting into the nitty-gritty of many of them. I think something that we see a lot with town meeting is that the exact version of some of those articles is going to shift a little bit before we get to them. So, you know, I can't say exactly what we're going to vote on, and therefore what my position is going to be. But I'm excited to get into it and into the details of it, and that's what I'll try and do. In terms of the next 3 years, you know, I'm excited about what we've got coming down the pipeline with Brighton Street. We're going to ask the questions that we need to ask and get the answers we need, and then hopefully get a good plan. And, you know, I'm also really excited about some of the stuff that we've got coming down from the Conservation Commission. We should be approving a conservation restriction for Rock Meadow sometime, ideally this year, but in the next couple of years, and that's going to be a huge protection in perpetuity for that land, which is so important.
That's great. Sounds like you're going to be busy. I got a question for you. Maybe we could get a scoop here. You ran for higher office once before. Are you thinking about doing it again?
Look, right now, what I've been told by the voters today is that they like me in town meeting. I like me in town meeting. I've been having a great time doing things, finding opportunities to help people out and get the work done and make town government run more quickly and more accessibly. So I'm going to keep doing that. And if something, you know, if there's a problem that I see that needs to be fixed and it can't be fixed by me being in town meeting, but only by something else, then we'll have that conversation. But I'm not looking at that right now.
So I think we do have a scoop. There is a chance. There's a chance.
There's always a chance.
Thank you so much for speaking with us tonight, and congratulations.
Thank you.
It
is exciting.
So, housing authority, did I get that right?
Yes, you
Okay.
did.
So, tell the folks, what is the housing authority? What is the role of the housing authority?
Role of the Housing Authority is to take care of our most vulnerable here in Belmont, and it can be all types of people. I have mentioned in the past that, for example, I had a son that was born with cerebral palsy, and it was devastating. It took my and my husband's entire salary to cover medical care for him, because at that time, we didn't have Mitt Romney yet, and we didn't have a healthcare system that didn't consider him a pre-existing condition. So, thank you, Mitt Romney, for that. And but we take people that have had terrible circumstances, a speed bump in life, such as a family member dying, or somebody getting sick, or a need that prevents them from being able to be employed. And we want to keep those kids and their families and our elderly in Belmont around a community that already loves them. And we are a wonderful community here in Belmont. And I love my families and clients at the Housing Authority. Our tenants are amazing people, and I am trying to redevelop the senior center over at Sherman Gardens. We've been working on that for a few years now with Cambridge. And I'm looking forward to an amazing project. We have schematic designs online if you want to check them out.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Well, that is it. I was going to ask you that. So you help manage, you and the board. This is
Yes.
You've been on this. You're
10
for
years.
re-election. You've been for 10 years.
Decade.
So there's Belmont Village.
Yes.
There's what I'll call Sherman Gardens. And
Right.
There's what, Waverly Oaks? Or what is it
Waverly
called?
Oaks, and we have the
Waverly Oaks.
Clark House, which is for people that are disabled and need to have.
That's by the old bridge. Is that the
That's
place by the
correct.
bridge? You
That's
manage that also.
Yes.
So.
Thank you. So I'm Ellen O'Brien Cushman. I'm the town clerk and a member of the Board of Registrars of Voters. And I actually, before I begin reading anything, I do want to make sure that I thank all of our really dedicated, wonderful election workers who make democracy happen. So, and our members of the Board of Registrars who do the same. So, the following that I'm going to be reading are the unofficial townwide results for the annual town election of April 7, 2026. These results include all ballots tabulated before Election Day as permitted by the Votes Act of 2022, as well as all precinct level results that were voted on Election Day. But they do not include any of the hand-counted ballots that were rejected by the machine, for example, if they were wet or torn, or someone spilled sauce on them. Military, which does happen. Military and overseas ballots, write-in votes, or provisional ballots, once those are qualified. The unofficial results will be posted onto the town website as soon as I finish here, and write-ins will hopefully be posted by tomorrow, although they have been started to be read at the precincts tonight. I will be certifying the final election results by Saturday. That will be the official results. So today, with all 8 precincts reporting, our total number of registered voters, 19,275. Ballots cast in total, 3,971, which is a voter turnout of only 20.60%. We believe, obviously, that the snow and the cold weather this morning thwarted a few people from coming. So the order that I'm going to be reading these are in the order, in the descending order, so from top down. So the winner will be, winner will be announced at the first. So for moderator, Adam Dash, 2083. Michael Crowley, 1770, write-ins 9, and blanks 109. Select Board, Carol Kennedy Berberian, 3,057, write-ins 36, and blank votes 878. Cemetery, Alexander E. Corbett III, 2926, write-in 6, blank 1039. Board of Health, Stephen Fiore, 2784, write-in 6, blank 1181. Housing Authority, Ann Mann, 2771, write-in 36, blank 1164. Library, Martha Brown, 2768, Sally Martin, 2736, write-in 15, blanks 2423. Light Board, Andrew Machado, 2645, write-in 8, blank 1318. School Committee, 2 people will win. Amy Zuccarello, 2717, Zhong Yue, 2500, write-ins 24, blank votes 2701. And remember, people are voting for 2, so the blanks are doubled. If that's the case. Let's see. Town meeting members. In Precinct 1 and elect 12 for 3 years. Adam Dash, 419. Lawrence Link, 369. Kelly Michaud, 363. Jeffrey North, 362. Nina Del Vecchio, 357. Melanie Wasserman, 352. James Knight, 351. Sally Martin, 351. Daniel O'Connell, 350. Kristen Nelson Patel, 342. Write-in 257. Blank votes 2895. Okay. Precinct 2, and those were for 3 years. This is 3 years in Precinct 2. Again, electing 12, and these are in the order, so I am not going to read who wins and who loses. I'm just reading the numbers. Barry Lubarski, 310. Jeffrey Levin Shares, 296. Linda Nickens, 278. Laurie Schenkel, 277. William Anderson II, 272. Dante Mazzioli, 270. Nancy Saris, 266. Richard McLaughlin, 264. Edward Barker Jr., 260. Frank E. French, 260. Alice Kanta, 259. Peter Magny, 254. Amy Trotsky, 253. David Zipkin, 246. Michael Strickland, 197. Write-in 25, blanks 3021. Precinct 2, for 1 year, there'll be a vote for 2. So Samantha Burge, 297, and 88 write-ins, which are going to take some time, obviously, and blank vote 783. Precinct 3, vote for 12 people will be elected. This is the 3-year total. Robert Sarno, 289. Jung Yue, 288. Rachel Heller, 285. Liz Allison, 275. David Chase, 275. Martha Moore, 275. Alexandra Machado, 259. Sarah Griffith, 249. Mary Donahue Stearns, 234. Write-in 202. Blank votes 2661. The 1-year term for Precinct 3 are all write-ins, and there are 131 write-ins, 751 blank votes. They were busy. Precinct 4, the 12 people for 3 years. Brian Keefe, 227. Rose O'Neill, 221. Kathy Posey, 219. Catherine Jewell, 217. Rola Baghdadi, 213. Jordan Hampton, 213. Lisa Pargoli, 209. Ronnie Baghdadi, 205. Anthony Gross, 202. Frank Zola, 202. William Camelli, 199. Kevin Smith, 191. Write-ins 12. Blank votes 1658. Precinct 5, 12 people for 3 years. Gene Widmer, 270. Michael Widmer, 266. Lois Pollock, 253. Cosmo Macero Jr., 252. Julie Crockett, 251. Joanne Coakley, 250. Nancy Carlson, 244. Catherine Umana, 243. Elaine Alligood, 241. Jane Rosenzweig, 238. John Sullivan, 238. Kimberly Haley, 227. Write-ins 19. Blanks 1868. Precinct 5 for the 1 year's seats. Sarah Lofkus, 275. Write-ins 22. Blanks 513. We're moving. Precinct 6 for 12, 3 years. Elizabeth Gibson, 415. Suzanne Croy, 392. Caroline Light, 386. Suzanne Johannette, 383. Roger Colton, 382. Laura Burns, 378. Marcy Hirsch, 376. Aaron Rowland, 363. Karen Bowerly, 362. Judith Feinleib, 341. Mary T.W. Gavin, 339. Joel Samuels, 330. Jeffrey Berenbaum, 321. Patrick Murphy IV, 263, with 1 write-in and 3092 blanks. Precinct 7, 3 years, 12 people. Margaret Calnan, 269. Heather Rubeski, 264. Claudia Albert, 262. Ann Mann, 260. Aisha Traish, 251. John Avila, 250. Benjamin Meshalam, 246. John Kuderbach, 243. Paul Gromiski, 235. Write-in 91. Blank votes 2093. 1 year for Precinct 7 are all write-ins are 27 with blank votes of 345. Precinct 8, this is 12 for 3 years. Angus Abercrombie, 409. Minal Bagla, 354. Deborah Rosales, 344. Allison Lank, 312. Alexandra Hauk, 310. Catherine Diluari, 309. Caitlin Medevo Matson, 292. That was Caitlin Medevo Matson, 292. Lisa Starobin, 288. Sharon DeMarco, 280. Ted Teakin, 268. David DeMarco, 267. Bill Hees, 248. Kara Moran, 236. Write-ins, 13, and blanks, 3018. And the final one is for the 1 year for Precinct 8, Gail Vigliarolo-Harrington, 358 with 4 write-ins and 217 blanks. There we go. Phew. Water.
Take a breath.
Water.
Yeah, water. We have water for you.
Fine.
Well done. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Another successful election.
So how do you feel that, it looks like you won the town moderator seat?
Well, I'm very obviously happy that all the work paid off. It was a lot of work. We knocked on about 3,000 doors all over town in pretty challenging weather this winter, I would say. I got frostbite on my thumb. I slipped on the ice and took the tip off my finger. I got bit by a dog and chased by a turkey. But it was interesting to go around and see people, meet people, talk to people about issues. And I really am glad that it all went out, that it turned out, that all the work was worthwhile. I do want to thank Mike Crowley for his work that he's done. I always know that his heart was always in the right place, and he always means what's best for Belmont. So I want to thank him for a spirited campaign. We were out there. We had a very big tent, of which I'm very proud. We had people who are conservative supporting us, progressive were supporting us, people in the middle. I think because they responded to the message, I hope, about being apolitical and independent and making sure everybody gets a chance to speak at town meetings. So town meeting is less than a month away, so there's a little bit of work to do in a very short period of time, but I'm looking forward to it.
Start tomorrow?
I would intend to come down if the results hold. I would come down and get sworn in the morning.
I think so.
I think you're going to come to 55-45 by my rough calculation.
Then I would be here in the morning to start this ball rolling because we got stuff to do.
So you're back in the game.
Well, I've never left the game. I mean, I'm more publicly back in the game, but I've always been on town meeting, and I've been around, and I've certainly talked to people, and I've been to meetings, and I watch things, and I still live here. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. So.
Yeah.
It's like The Godfather.
More responsibility.
Like The Godfather. Just when you thought you were out, they pull you back in.
Well, like I said, people have been asking me to run of all different political viewpoints, and I thought about it for a very long time and perseverated for a very long time, talked to a lot of people who, supported me and didn't, to see if this was something I should do or wanted to do. And the more I talked about it and talked to people, the more excited I got about it, and thoughts started coming as to ways things could be improved. So I'm looking to make sure that town meeting runs efficiently, that everyone gets a chance to talk equally, that the committee appointments are done apolitically and we get the best player available for the job, and that the town has a strong, robust legislative branch that's not, pushed around. So, and not to say that it was, but it certainly, I would make sure that it gets the ability to control the power of the person, the zoning, and the things that it does. So, but it's been a lot of work by a lot of people. I can't take sole credit for this, but there are a lot of people who did a lot of work on this campaign, and
Would you like to thank?
Campaign chair Amy Checkaway, treasurer Matt Lennon, the Jills of all trade, Ellen Schreiber and Jean Mooney, and a cast of literal, hundreds, if not thousands, of people who worked on it. It's a daunting task, and the fact that people donate their time, donate their money, donate both to help a vision and a cause, because it's not really, you don't do this for the person, you do it for what the person stands for, and I'm very humbled by that, and I'm also very excited, and I will be here in the morning, and we got stuff to do.
All right.
Well, get to it. Get to it.
I have a hard-hitting question.
What's the matter?
One very hard-hitting question here.
Yeah,
are you going to bring
calling the question out early?
Are you going to bring decorum back and or are we all going to have to wear bow ties?
No. Well, I'm not wearing one now, so
exactly.
I've been unfortunately wearing like heavy coats and scarves for like a very long time now, being outside campaigning. But no, there's no dress code for town meeting. But I leave that. Although I don't think I've ever seen you in the sport coat, man. That looks good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm going to break it out just for tonight. One night only. Yes.
All right. Well, cool.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and I want to thank all the Belmont voters, and thank Belmont Media for covering it, because there's no other version of this on television right now.
Were you getting the results at home?
Well, yeah, we got a whole house full of people watching, and we were watching the results, and yeah, we saw all. Yeah.
Nail biter, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, election day is tough because you've done all you can do, and that's one of the things. We did all we could do. We had a strategy. It cost X dollars. We raised X dollars. We executed the strategy, but you never know if it's going to work, right? So it did. So
Got to get the vote out.
Well, that's part of it.
20.60 people.
But you got to have. But you got to have a message that responds to people. You've got to be. And I've been out there at things, all sorts of events. I've been out there knocking doors nonstop, in the blizzards, in the rain, in the cold, because it's important. And if I do something, I think I do it. And so this is going to be sort of the same thing with moderator. I'm not the kind of person who does things just to have a a name or a title. I do them because I want to do the job. And so that's what I would like to do. And I'm looking forward to working with all of you in the room and all of you at home who are town meeting members. And even if you're not, I mean, when I was on the select board, my door was always open. I always wanted to hear critiques and ideas, because even if I believe things are better, it doesn't mean they can't be better still. So, and also, I don't need to talk to people who agree with me because I already agree with me. I need to talk to people who don't agree with me so I know what they're saying and so I can think things through. And sometimes I do change my mind. So it's important, and my door is always open, and the conversation isn't going to stop, and the conversation should never stop. So I want to make sure that those of you who voted for me, those of you who didn't vote for me, I never, and I think you know this on the select board, I never held any grudge or used any of that in making any decisions. It doesn't matter to me. The election's over, and elections are one thing, governance is something very different. And I'm looking forward to working with everybody.
Well, good luck and Godspeed in your new position. I'm sure
Thank you, sir.
you'll guide us to an orderly decision.
Thank you.
That's always the key.
Absolutely. Adam.
Thank you, Audie. No, thank you so much.
Now we're gonna wrap it up for the
I
day.
think we did. I think we wrapped it up. Adi, come on in.
Oh, thank you.
All right,
So, thank you both for joining me tonight. Ada, you were a huge help with the numbers. Couldn't
I
have
try,
done it
I
without
try.
you. And Steve, nice to have you as my co-host.
well, it's always a pleasure. It's another election in the books. Another town election in the books.
Thank you to Jeremy, our director and cameraman tonight.
Thank you,
Here's our
Jeremy.
Crackerjack staff, a staff of one. Thanks for you got on my good side only all the time, right?
Thank you, sir.
So, it's a wrap. Election 2026, Belmont Town Election. Until next year.
Take care.
Good night.
Take care. Good night.